So, first of all, good morning and welcome to the session. Tell me, how are you doing?
I'm stupendously well. Thank you for your kind concern. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for supporting me. You must have been watching my videos, and that's why you got my email, right?
Right. I've been following your content for quite some time, and I've been watching the content, and I must say that you have improved your quality extensively. Like I recently saw your video, that the video you uploaded yesterday. It has improved. Like I saw the content quality, it has been improved a lot.
Hmm. Okay, the video I uploaded yesterday was in Hindi because I was focusing especially for the beginners. The video is especially for the beginners. That's why I created that in Hindi because many times beginners complain that they know they are not able to understand English properly, so they don't get the tips and tricks and the ideas entirely from English videos if the person is sharing, right? So they face some difficulties in understanding the content properly. That's why I thought let me create these tips in Hindi too. That's why I just created them.
Yeah.
So
But I was not speaking about the language that you used in the video, but I was speaking about the editing in terms of quality, the editing that you have improved. So have you hired any editor for that specific work, or do you edit by your own self?
no, I have somebody else edited that particular because I think now I need to enhance my quality of these videos. That's why I just talk to somebody for my solo videos at least. Because in these conversational videos, we don't need much editing part. It is just kind of a conversation, and the content matters a lot in these sessions, right? The words we are using, the things we are talking about, so that matters a lot. That's why I don't prefer to send these videos to the editors and get the assistance. No, but I would prefer that if I create a solo video, I would have use the great editing part too. That's why.
Yeah, right. So not just the quality of the content, but even you have worked upon your English too.
Yeah.
In your previous videos, what I saw is that you were quite confident, but these days that you have improved stupendously.
Hmm.
So this you need to be admired for that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I can see that I'm very consistent with the practice. That's why maybe they are the results are there or conspicuous. People can see, and I'm also experiencing the same changes in myself, in my way of speaking, and even in my confidence level too. So that is somewhere because of hard work and consistency, I must say. Okay, so let me. I definitely love to know first about yourself because we are meeting for the very first time.
Sure. I would love to tell you about myself. I'm really glad to be here. First of all, I want to thank you for that. Thank you for having me here. Really glad to be here to be the part of your video. So let me introduce myself. That you may call me Faiz. I reside in the north central part of India. That is UP, Uttar Pradesh. I completed my degree in English literature in 2008. Since then, I have been teaching. I teach spoken English, communication, and variety of other skills too. I have offline as well as online mode of classes. When it comes to giving offline classes, there are faculty, there are teachers who work there. And when it comes to giving online classes, I precisely teach by myself. I'm the only one who work online. Yeah, that's all about me in short. And I do not have a hobby as such. I do not get a lot of time to work upon my hobbies. But I would say I'm a computer whiz. I love to stay with my gadgets and love to communicate with the people. That's all about me.
Lovely, lovely to know about you. So you are a teacher. Okay, that's great. And I can see the name on your screen that is English Journey. So as you are now a teacher in offline and online mode both, so first I want to know that when did you learn the language and how did you learn the language? Because it must be very inspiring for others who are watching the video. Because now you are capable enough to teach others. So first you must
Yeah.
have learned the language on your own, or maybe you must have joined, or you must have done something special, something that the secret must be here, there, like you have used for yourself. So I would definitely love to know that too.
There is no secret behind that. There is nothing for which I need to spill the beans. It was just like any other person. So when I was in the second year of graduation, so I thought of working upon my communication. Understanding English hasn't been difficult task for me because I received my entire education in English medium. So when I reached up to into the second year of graduation, I thought of working upon my English skills because I was not quite good into communication part. I was unable to speak in English, although I was able to understand English. But the moment I reached up to second year of graduation, I thought of working upon my communication, especially my spoken English, because I had to deliver a speech in my college. Then I started working. I kept on working. I would do a lot of exercise like storytelling exercise like placing phone in front of us and then speaking in front of a camera, and role play activities using some applications. These are the minor exercises helped me to gain confidence. Thereafter, I jumped on reading books. I read several grammar books to work upon my sentence formation. I wanted my sentences to be concise, short, and sweet so that the partner can understand. That was the second thing. And after working upon my English, I thought of teaching people because I thought I gained enough confidence and now I could teach. So I got some people, even my college friends approached me to give them sessions. So I thought of working and gave them classes initially, and due to their connection, I got into an offline institute. I started teaching there. I worked there for almost a year. Then I got a chance from online classes. So in back in 2020, I rolled out my very first institute in my area, and gradually I opened some branches of my institute into the nearby places. Yeah.
That's superb that you first learned and then you monetized your skill. That is communication in English, which is what I am doing nowadays. I cannot say that I'm an advanced speaker or I have great command over all the grammatical patterns because I don't believe learning them separately and I don't learn. I learn all the grammar patterns through listening, reading, and maybe nowadays I have started writing too because I am just aspiring to become the advanced speaker too for that reason. So, when you said that you want to be very, like you wanted to enhance your sentence formation that you want to present it very crisp, sweet in the way. So, how did you master that? Via like reading only, or listening, or you incorporated the habit of writing too? What helped you in that?
Yeah, so I have a great exercise that contains this all exercise. That is reading, speaking, and analyzing or assessing your speech. So very first thing is that I read a short stories each time whenever I try to exercise this. Then I read a short story. Then after reading the story, I jot down the story in my own words. I try to explain the same story on a piece of paper. Okay. After that, I simply bring my phone in front of me and start speaking. I try to explain the story in my own words. So this is a 3-step process that I do. First one is reading. Read a short story. Do not bring a long story that will be difficult to understand and that will be difficult to comprehend, to explain to the people. So the first idea is to take a short story, understand the story by reading once, twice, thrice, or however time one wants to read. Then jot down the story or write the story on a piece of paper for your understanding that how well you know the story. Third exercise is to speak in front of a camera. Bring your phone before you, start speaking. Open the back camera or front camera, explain the story, break down the story, or keep the story as short and sweet as you can. Then watch the video that you recorded, find out mistakes, rectify yourself, and re-record. In the second time of the video, do not repeat the same mistake you made in the first video. So this is the exercise contains all the process, 3 steps process that contains these all exercises: reading, writing, speaking, listening.
Amazing, really incredible that you have been doing. And I must say, storytelling, recording yourself, and assessing yourself is really mandatory if you want to attain the fluency in this language, and if you want to present yourself impressively, right? Great. I also have read some of the stories, and a few days back, I gave the challenge to myself to record the whole story in just 1 minute, like in short form. So I did that too. I tried that, and it was really great for me that at the same time you feel like little bit challenging too, so then you enjoy the process. First,
Correct.
I recorded the video in the long format already, that is uploaded already on my channel, but the short form is not yet uploaded, but I did that. Okay, great. So that helped you to enhance your grammatical patterns too, right?
Pardon?
That helped you to enhance your grammar patterns too, right? Yeah.
Correct, correct. That did not only help me upon my grammar skills, but it improved me overall. My English skills, my grammar, my communication, my comprehension skills, ability to understand, ability to make people understand. So it improved me overall. So first, when I was not able to explain the story in the starting days, I would explain or I would speak about my daily routine in front of a camera. I would speak about daily routine, my future goal, or the past incidents. This is how I gained confidence, and I did it for quite some time, for a while, approximately for a week. And when I gained confidence speaking about my daily routine, after repeating the same thing for quite some time, then I thought of speaking about the stories. And I kept on doing. I still practice the stuff that is speaking in front of a camera about a story.
Wow. The second point that you mentioned is repetition. I already told in my many videos that repetition is key. If you can repeat the things, the video you watch, the stories you read, the books you read, keep revising, keep repeating, and the vocabulary you learn, you should revise every single day. Great one. Okay, so you know the practices you have mentioned, like first reading, then writing, then recording yourself, then assessing, and then recording again. So there are 5 steps almost, right? But this practice a person can do for a certain period of time, maybe for a week. But after that, they feel demotivated. They don't feel, passionate about that, and it seems really mundane for them. So how do you motivate yourself, and how others can, gain the motivation again to continue it, to be consistent with the practice for a long period of time? Because fluency is something that I have observed till now is not that easy to get in just 2 months or 3 months. No, you need to be very consistent around more than 6 months, I guess. Right?
Yeah. Quite
So,
true. Quite true. Agree. For this matter, pick a different stories. Each day you need to come up with different stories. Do not only stick with one single story. So this will become a habit. You only need to work upon your skill for 1 hour. Every day you need to separate a time for 1 hour every day. That will not be a hard task or challenging task for people. So pick up or come up with one single story every day. Every new day you need to come up with new story, read, understand, explain. If someone feel fed up because it's quite challenging task or tedious task to speak in front of a camera, then the second exercise comes to place. That is speaking by using some applications. There are a variety of free applications available on Play Store. People may install those applications and start speaking on them. Those applications are free, of course. Some of them are paid, but I highly recommend free applications which do not charge a lot, like Peer Up Spoken English app. It is one of the great applications I have found so far. And the best part is that in that Peer Up Spoken English app, after every single call, there is the AI in this application which gives the complete feedback, notes of the feedback, whatever mistake one does, it rectifies the mistakes. It points out the mistake, as well as it tells the rephrased sentence that this would be the right sentence of the wrong one. So this is the first application. Second one is Open Doc application. It's again great application. Here we get the feature of group discussion. There are certain rooms there, so people can join the rooms and have a group discussions, conversations, debates, discourse. Except that there are other free applications like Be Engaged, Free for Talk, but these 2 applications are more than sufficient. Peer Up Spoken English app and Open Talk.
Okay, got it. I don't prefer AIs, especially the apps they have AIs, because I don't feel connected to AIs. I think real people are very, great to practice. Because we practice, I have heard that we practice first with AI, we gain the confidence, we are very good. But when it comes to go in the meeting and face people, there the nervousness occurs again in yourself. So you feel
Yeah.
again the fear of the judgment, the fear of making mistakes in front of them. So that we forget while practicing with AI, because AI is not going to judge you like a person. So when it comes to talk to a person physically, then it becomes again difficult. So I always prefer to talk to real people, and I even suggest others to talk to real people. Okay, great.
Correct.
Do you have any questions?
I agree with you on this. Sorry to interrupt you, but on this point, I agree with you. But the last point I want to mention here, that we do not get the option to speak to the AI, but we get real people to speak with. We can speak and can have conversation with them, but at last, after the conversation, there is the feature in which it assesses your speech and it tells you that this is your mistake and this should be the sentence. So this is the feature that I was talking about.
Yeah, I got your point, but I'm talking, there are some applications which give you the AI tool only to practice with, right? I'm talking about that.
Correct.
Yeah, so that.
Even I featured some AI application on my channel where I spoke about some AI application, yeah, which are also too good because in general, what happens when we speak to people, not everyone would be able to rectify you, would be able to tell you about your mistakes, whereas AI can literally tell you about your mistakes. So this is the one benefit that I find.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
absolutely. If you practice with somebody or something who can rectify your mistakes, that can also help you learn language faster and improve in a right way. So you will get a chance to learn the correct English instead of just practicing the wrong word, wrong sentences and wrong formation. So that's, yeah, beneficial, I would say. I haven't tried. I have just heard. Yeah, okay. So do you have any question for me?
Yeah, I've got a bunch of questions for you.
Okay.
That I asked the questions for you in the starting of the conversation that you worked upon your editing skills, right? And I am quite aware of this fact that it's quite tedious task, very challenging task to work upon the editing skills. I tried editing videos and I was exhausted editing the videos because I was unable to produce satisfied result with with the outcomes that I edit. So that's why I wanted to ask you that which software do you use to edit your videos? You said that you do not edit your videos by you. Yeah.
For my conversation,
you said that
I use Adobe Premium 2019. Yeah.
Adobe Premiere Pro. Adobe Premiere Pro. Amazing. Okay. Yeah. So have you bought a course for that to edit the videos, or is that you learned from YouTube?
No, I haven't learned from YouTube because tech part is again that doesn't fascinate me. That doesn't fascinate me a lot, and it is challenging for me too. But we don't have any other option because it really costs. It is expensive to get hire a editor and then send every video to them. So because like solo videos I create sometimes maybe 3 or 4 in a month, but from last couple of months I have been not recording solo videos. From this month I have started, so maybe I'll record only 4 or 5 videos in a month, solo videos. So that much I can afford, but not the whole content, the whole videos, like 15 to 20 videos in a month. I cannot afford that much. So we have to learn. So I learned the Adobe from the person who is editing my videos right now, the solo videos only. So yeah, I took 40 classes around on that particular. So yeah, I learned because it is not easy for me to learn on my own. Right. It's not a piece of cake to edit the videos, right? I tried editing videos by myself, and I literally tell you that it's very challenging for me because there are other things to manage. Yeah. Correct. So this is how you learned about the editing. I thought you would have bought any course online because I was going through a course for editing, but those courses were quite not quite well. Did not match my expectations. So I thought of not continuing those courses. So there are YouTubers who have rolled out their courses like Tarun Speed. So he sells his courses for approximately 15,000 rupees or something. Similarly, there are cohorts. There are cohorts which are sold at very high cost. These editing courses are sold at very high cost. So I thought of
watching their videos and going through their courses so that I can learn about editing and all. But then I finally realized that I don't have this much of time to learn editing part as well. It will be better if I ask a freelancer to edit my videos. But currently I'm not quite active on my channel. I hardly upload a video once, twice, or once in a blue moon. So that's the thing.
One last question I want to ask you out of curiosity, that you are teaching in offline coaching center, you are taking sessions online, you are teaching online, you are great at English already. So why do you need these kind of sessions to interact with different people? What is the requirement?
Okay. So to have a face value, literally, I wanna help people, and it's not about I want to have a session with you to improve my English or something. But the reason I ask you for the session is just because the content I can create for my audience, to cater my audience. And
Okay.
if I make videos with you, so like people out there in your channel could even be aware of me, that
Hmm.
I am the one who makes videos on YouTube, so they can get to know about me and my channel. So this
Uh,
is the thing. And I also want you to have a conversation with me for my channel too. So, but I didn't ask this favor so far.
So you have people, you have students online. So why don't you record the videos while teaching? That would be definitely great for you, for your career, for your YouTube channel, both. So why don't you record the
Yeah.
videos while teaching and upload on the YouTube channel?
I do so. But
Okay.
I want to have conversation with tutors or with professionals who have been making videos, content on YouTube, like you, like Ashutosh, like
Hmm.
Karishma. So these are the people who have been making videos on YouTube and they have got good subscriber base. They have got limelight. So now I want to make videos with them so that people out there, my audience, can even connect with them. So the engagement will increase the moment I make videos with you guys. So
Okay.
you know the fact, right?
Got it. Okay. So I thought why you won this session, because you are already sounding great. Your English is great, and you said that your schooling and everything was in English already, so you didn't face much difficulties to communicate in English, right? So now you are understood after that English is English and communication skills are two different things, right? Because you were
Yeah,
really
obviously.
English, but you were not good at communication.
Correct. See, what happened is that I told you the fact that I received my entire education in English, but I was not good in communication part, to be very precise. When it comes to giving speeches, I was feeling hesitant. But over time, I worked upon that skill and even honed up my skill. So the conclusion is that the both things are quite different, quite distinct from each other, and we do not really need to work separately on every skill. If we work upon English, so simultaneously communication will also improve.
Yes,
So that is what I concluded so far.
So you mitigated the fear by practicing, right?
Yeah, obviously. I told you the ways that storytelling skill is one of the prominent exercise that I would do in my previous days to work upon my communication and English speaking. Second one was speaking with the people and delivering speeches in my colleges helped me a lot.
Wow, you got the exposure to deliver speeches too in the college, because I didn't get that. I was learning Korean and then I was very good at presenting already. I remember we had the things that you have to express the story or something, the paragraph or something in Korean itself. So I prepared really well. My faculty from Korea itself, the native tutor, the teacher, professor actually said that you are great at presenting anything in any language. And that time I was not good at English, but I was good at Korean. That is really embarrassing for me, but yeah, it was true. So I wanted to ask you that, are you an introvert?
No, I do not consider myself as an introvert, but I prefer to call myself as an ambivert.
Ambivert, yeah.
The reason is because I am able to break the ice, I'm able to make the conversations, but most of the time I prefer to stay in my own zone. Unless it is required, I don't prefer to have conversation. So yeah, I can make the conversation, but I do not feel like to do conversation. But I'm quite good into that. I can deliver a great speech. I can have a conversation conversation with anyone. So I became good into that because I worked upon the skills. So I'm not a gregarious guy. I do not prefer to socialize a lot unless it is required, unless it is necessary for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Socializing is again helps you a lot in order to mitigate the fear, face the people, and open up yourself in front of the big audience. As I also do work online only, like I just talk to people on Zoom application only, and I then upload the sessions to my YouTube channel, and I provide the session too in this application only. So I don't have the exposure or the opportunity to go out and talk to real people, but you have that. So what about the offline sessions? When you talk or when you teach there, do you record those sessions too?
No, I do not record. I prefer to keep it separate from my online one. So offline classes are quite different from the online because the offline classes are not only managed by myself. There are other faculties, as I told you, and there are people along with me working in that institute. So I prefer to keep it away from my online classes. So online classes has recently been started, and it's been almost a year. Then I started giving online classes. So yeah, both are separate from each other. And I also wanted to ask you a question. First, go on, Sanjay.
Ask.
Yeah. Why do you prefer to have a session on Skype on Zoom over other applications? Because I found Skype is much more convenient than Zoom. And what's the reason?
No, I don't feel that is convenient for me because I have been taking sessions for really long period of time now only on Zoom application. So I love this application only, and it is quite convenient for me. I feel comfortable in it. I guess you're using it for the very first time. That's why it is a little, I guess, it was a little difficult for you initially. But otherwise, it is great.
It's like a chore, very tedious. There are a lot of things that I need to manage to get into Skype. Second thing is that I'm not familiar with the features here. Third thing is that here we get some limitations. There are certain constraints and limitations, like we can record the session for almost 45 minutes or something.
That's enough, I guess, to have a conversation with a stranger. That's 40 minutes is enough.
Yeah. Whereas if you use this one Skype application, there is no constraint. We can record the session for unlimited minutes. But and then we get more options.
I got to know from Karishma about this Skype application now that the mode had not Karishma, somebody else shared with me that the format has changed a bit, so you get the video in that form, and there is a huge gap between the two speakers when we get the video. So that doesn't seem well. Like it is not good to upload those videos because the person who knows the editing part, he or she can edit, crop the video, and then the other part of the person doesn't know the editing part, and it is difficult for those. Like it is not difficult, but it is not that much good, right? So
yeah, you mean to say that picking them in one frame is difficult. When it comes to having session on Skype, that the mode of the classes or the frame has been changed. But in this one, in Zoom, we get a different frame style, so that it is convenient for us to upload the videos on YouTube. Whereas in Skype application, we have to do some modification in order to upload the videos on YouTube. Yes.
In Zoom application also, when I do the editing part, I crop and then I put them together. But it is easy for me to record in this. Okay, I wanted to ask you that your way of teaching in offline and online sessions, so do they differ from each other? Like, do you keep the same methods, or do you alter them according to the environment, according to the modes?
Yeah, it depends and it differs. There is a distinction between offline and online. When it comes to offline classes, we get more freedom to have a conversation because we get the people live in front of us. So we have more autonomy We have more chance to have a conversation. Whereas sometimes online classes creates problem because of the network issues. There are some malfunctions, glitches. So that bothers me a lot. In the offline classes, we get the feature of, or we get the option of having conversation, role play conversation, or a variety of ways by which I could teach. Like the role play conversation, I asked my one student to become an interviewer, and I asked my another student to become a candidate, and then I asked them to have a conversation if they are preparing for the interviews. So similarly, I asked them to have different type of role play conversation. This is how they improve their English. When it comes to online conversation, as I mostly focus on the one-on-one sessions, I give group sessions too, but I do not prefer to give, hardly give 1 hour of session every day. So in the conversation, this one, like individual session, so I get one student to teach, like that's the individual session in which I one-on-one session. So there I get one student. I prefer to have a conversation, role play conversation with a student. So this is the difference. Whereas in the offline class, there are two students who can speak to each other, and wherever they make mistake, I simply rectify them. I let them know about their mistakes. Similarly, I asked the same exercise, that is storytelling skill. I assigned them a task that pick a story, read, understand, and then speak in front of a camera, record a video, send me on WhatsApp, or send to the faculties out there. They'll assess your videos and they'll let you know about your feedback. They'll tell you what mistakes you made. So this is the second one. Third one is that presentation skills, that I put a lot of efforts on my presentation skill. That's why I asked my students to put the same amount of efforts on the presentation skill. So I asked them to bring any topic that they like, or in whatever topic they are comfortable. Pick the topic, come on the stage and deliver the speech. So I give them full freedom to bring any topic that they like and simply speak about the topic in front of the class. So these are the exercises, and that we don't get the fear of stage. This is how in the offline class they get rid of the fear of stage, whereas in the online class it's not possible. So these are the minor distinction between offline and online.
Great strategies. Wow. Okay. So as you are a trainer already and you have been teaching in offline, online too, so I would definitely love to get a feedback from you for myself.
Okay, like you want me to give you feedback?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. I would say, like, I have watched some of your videos before. I thought that I felt like most of the things are quite good, but minor pronunciation mistakes were there. Like pronunciation mistakes are there. And I watched some of your old videos. So I'm not watching your recent videos. So I cannot say that you have worked on your pronunciation or not. That's the very first thing. Second thing is that you could hone up your vocabularies. Now, recently, you started using charming, fascinating vocabularies. You have added a great arsenal of your vocabularies, but now you should still could improve your idiom and phrases. Use as many idiom and phrases as you can. Pronunciation is the second one. Flow of thought, that how do you break down the stuff? How do you explain the stuff to the partner? That's also important. And still I need to work upon my art of articulation, that is breaking down the explanation. Let's say if I brought one topic and that is quite tedious, difficult to make people understand. So the better idea is to break down the thing and explain into the simplest manner possible. So when it comes to one-on-one conversation or in general conversation, you all are quite good into having normal conversation. But when it comes to explaining some tedious topic, like say geopolitics, let's say economy, then it will become very hard for us to on that part, like working explaining the geopolitics, because the words would not come to our mind. Then we need to work upon that geopolitics, speak on different topics. And the idea is to speak in front of a camera. That's it. And watch, as you are good in grammar, then you could simply rectify the mistakes you make, or else you could ask someone to rectify you whatever you mistake you make in that video. So these are the exercise and the solution.
Thank you so much for providing your valuable feedback and for giving your time for joining the session. And our meeting is going to end in just 1 minute. So I just would love to say that it was really lovely talking to you. Nice to meet you. And it was really a very, I think, healthy conversation with you. Yeah.
And many thanks to you for having me here. That I'm really in debt and grateful to you that you asked me to have a session with you. And thank you for showing up, because for last few times whenever I had mailed you, you were unable to show up at last minute. Finally, we got a chance to have a conversation at last. I'm really thankful to you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Take care.